Hi guys, and welcome back. I was back a lot sooner than what you thought I was going to be. Inconsistency is my middle name. Okay, I'm just going to dive right into it. Today, I want to get to the short and sweet of 5 reasons of why you should support an indie author. Okay, so you might be sitting there going, but Michael, what is an indie author? I don't know what this is. I don't understand. Let me explain it to you. So an independent author or an indie author is someone who is trying to publish or who publishes written work, be it fiction or non-fiction, without the help of a big publishing house. So like, when you read a book, you got the Bloomsbury and the Penguin and all that. Indie authors, we don't got none of that stuff. And in this video, I just want to discuss the importance of why you should be supporting indie authors. You can go out there and find them. I'm going to explain how to do that. And I'm going to go into why it's important to support us. And I say us because I am somewhat of an indie author myself. I do not claim to be an expert on anything, but I have dabbled in the field of self-publishing once or twice. I'm going to put a couple up here so you can see what I've done. But yes, that is what an indie author is. They're a person who publishes their work without the help of a publishing company. And yeah, that doesn't mean that they're worth anything less than, a traditionally published author or, someone who's got a big name behind them. Some people self-publish for different reasons. But the important thing is that we do. We're out here and you should be looking for us because we've got good stories to tell. And we're looking for an audience, and there is someone out there who wants to read our work, and you could be that person, but you don't know that we exist. So I've made this video to tell you that we exist, and I'm going to tell you why it's important that you should be supporting us. So without further ado, let's get into our 5 reasons why you should support indie authors. Number 1, when you buy an independent author's book, you are not just buying a book, you are funding a dream. Seriously, a lot of people do independent publishing because you get a much bigger chunk of the profits than what you would do if you went through a publishing company. It is difficult to go through a publishing company, but at the end of the day, it's a lot less profitable for the artist or the person who's behind that content. And so when you're buying a independently published book from an indie author, you are basically supporting local. It's like the same thing. You're not giving your money to some massive evil corporation. Not that publishing houses are evil. I'm just saying your money is going directly to the pocket of another human being, people with families, people with goals, dreams, aspirations, myself included. And we work really hard on these projects. A lot of us, including myself, have full-time jobs, and we're still trying to churn books out onto whatever platform, whether it's our blog, whether it's a proper physical copy of a book that we're having printed, or whether it's just something that exists on Amazon or KDP, or in an ebook. We're putting our heart and souls into what you are buying from us. And again, not that traditionally published authors don't do that, but what I'm saying is that we have other jobs, we've got a lot going on, we're passionate about what we're doing, and your money is feeding our passion, and it's feeding our families, and it's buying these scented candles. So yes, if you buy from an independent author, your money is going to a good place. It is not funding the machine, it's funding a human being. So fund a human being. Number 2, you could be discovering a hidden literary gem. So as indie authors, we aren't really confined by the constraints of what a publishing company deems as marketable, if that makes sense. So that leaves us free to explore ideas and concepts that haven't necessarily been touched upon in mainstream publishing or media. Some of you might be watching this and saying that's a bit of a stretch, but I'm telling you, no publishing company would ever have touched Taken by the T-Rex, and that's really freaking successful. I'm not saying that everyone is writing to that standard who's publishing their own books, but it is just an example. So you could really be finding something that's, sort of written for you, if that makes sense. You find your niche independent author writing stories that you really want to hear, whether that's LGBTQ stories, or stories about differently abled people, or POCs. There is an indie author for you. So especially if you're feeling marginalized, or mainstream media isn't really speaking to you as a person, go and find your indie authors, because I promise you that they will be telling stories about people just like you, and then you can also feel included. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got an author or an independent author that they can back and get behind. You know, like, we don't always need to like bolster these big massive names in publishing. You know, some who will not be mentioned right now because they tend to get themselves into hot water politically, but that's not what this channel's about, so we're going to move on very swiftly from that. All I'm saying is that if you're into something and you're looking for a media that represents you, there is an indie author out there for you who will be writing the kind of stories that you want to read. And yeah, so go find yourself an indie author. Number 3, you know, supporting indie authors is often, if not most of the time, cheaper than going out and supporting like a big time author. If you have a look on Amazon, KDP Select, or like a blog, you see that's also the thing. Sometimes it's often free. Like, these authors will just publish their work for free on their blogs and you can read them and enjoy. But if they're not doing that, then they're on Amazon and their work will be much cheaper. I have seen some authors like get like a little ridiculous with their prices, and I'm like, okay, buddy, you know, if that's what you feel your work is worth, then that's what you feel your work is worth. But most often than not, the case is that it is a lot cheaper to just go over to Amazon, get yourself like the ebook version of the author's book, get it on your Kindle, get it on your tablet, and just read it there. I mean, that's what it's there for. It's easy, it's convenient, and it's way cheaper. I know a lot of authors also offer like an alternative where you can purchase a physical copy of their book, which is a little bit more expensive, but it's still, that's great, and it's great to support them that way. But yes, in general, supporting an indie author is way cheaper than supporting like a traditionally published author. Reason number 4. By following your favorite indie authors on like whatever social media platforms they're most active on, you could actually help them get discovered. So, you know, they'll approach, eventually, if that is their goal, they'll approach like a literary agent and say to them, okay, this is what my following is, and often that will help them get a publishing deal from a large publisher. So you could really help them in the long run, even just by following them on social media. And I mean, like, what's better than helping someone else make their dream come true? I mean, you could be someone's personal fairy godmother here. Who doesn't want that? You know, it would feel good for you. I mean, you know, this is sort of how like 50 Shades of Grey got published. Like, it was an independent thing, and then it got picked up by like a big publishing company, and that's how, you know, Christian Grey came into our lives. So, you know, good things can come from it too. Number 5. If you are the kind of person who likes to interact with the creators of the media that you enjoy consuming, i.e. me, I'm sorry, Stephen King, I promise I'll stop tweeting you. But if you are that kind of person, then indie authors are a lot easier to engage with on social media. Like, we're a lot hungrier. We really want to answer your questions. We want to talk to the people who are fans of our work, about the kind of stories that they want to hear, criticisms, things that they liked. We're really, really easy to get access to on like Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. So, you know, like, if you are that kind of person and you like to interact with creators, yeah, you're far more likely to get a tweet back from like me or some other indie author than you are from like, I don't know authors. You know, like Stephen King, for example. Tweet me back, Stephen. This far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you can think of anything that like I've missed, or, you know, points that you'd like to make, or if you want to have a discussion about this, please leave some comments down below in the comment section, because I'm sure I've missed something. These are just 5 reasons out of like a plethora. And yeah, comment, like, subscribe, do all the good YouTube things. And yeah, if you want to help me, you can follow me on Instagram. That would be like fantastic. That is where I'll be posting all the news about my own book that's coming out soon. And yeah, you're going to get the news there first, because that's where I'm most active. I am also on Twitter. I will put like my link somewhere as well, like to my bio on Twitter. You can follow me there too if you want. And yeah, thanks again for watching. And yeah, go out there and go and find yourself some indie authors that you want to support, and support them. Keep the dreams alive, guys. Keep the dreams alive.